What's every? Let's keep that in there. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Hello Hair Pro podcast. My name is Todd.
I'm Jen.
We're the owners of Hello Hair Co. Salon in Southern New Hampshire, and now we are the proud owners of a podcast, which has been fun so far, I will say.
I agree.
I've wanted a podcast for a bit, but I wasn't sure where to go with it.
And I love to talk.
Oh, you do?
You don't
Interesting.
Yeah.
So today we are talking about education.
A favorite topic of mine.
It is a favorite topic of yours. It's a favorite topic of a lot of people, and I think there's a lot of confusion around the topic. So where do you want to start?
I think it's, to me, clear to start on like what is education. If we define it, it's a core value of Hello Hair Co. Obviously,
it is a core value of Hello Hair Co. And I don't think we're not, when we use it as a core value, we're not just talking about taking some online courses.
Correct.
And calling yourself a blonding expert.
Or master of balayage.
Right, or whatever, right? And I'm not knocking those things. There's a ton of value there.
Oh, yeah, you can learn a lot from that, of course.
But that's education. It's the process. It's the
Yeah.
desire.
Yes.
And it's what the educator gets out of it as well, which we're going to touch on today.
100%. Yeah.
So
like,
go ahead.
Why,
I didn't mean to take over.
No, why do you do it, or why would you take it? I think there's two branches there, right? Like, I choose to educate because I want to help people. I want to give back. I want to see growth in our staff. I want to see growth in the industry, and I want to keep pushing forward. That's a personal thing for me. It feeds my soul. It's why I still do hair. It just really is fun for me, and I feel like there's just, with 23 years experience, so much knowledge I have to give. I don't even always realize what it is, but if someone wants to ask me a question, I want to answer it and show them and guide them and get them to where they want to be as quick as they're ready to do that with that information and with that education.
Sure.
And then the other side of that is, I think it's a lot of people, a lot of clients ask me, like, what do you have to do to keep your license? Well, I just have to pay a fee every 2 years.
Some states do require ongoing,
I'm sure.
right?
Here,
Yeah.
I don't know, but not in New Hampshire,
No, I know,
right?
I know some.
Once you have that, you just...
Yeah, some do. I want to say, yeah, there are a few.
I believe you.
And I don't know what it looks like. I'd be interested to look into it.
But there's that side of it, right? So you don't have to educate. You just pay your fee and you continue to do the hair that you do. But those that continually take education classes, and Zoom has been a big way for people to do that very easily and a lot for free, which is really amazing. Because if we talk budget again, like if you don't have a lot of money, you're just coming out of school, you can get a lot of knowledge if you can find the right classes for you to help build your foundation. So there's two parts. There's the people that want to give back and educate, but there's also, I think, as a stylist or barber or whatever you do in the industry, as in the cosmetology industry, you need to always be furthering your education to learn and better yourself.
I agree. So we keep sort of teasing that there's two parts to this. There is taking education to further your knowledge base.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then there's educating or being an educator, which is I know a touchy topic for some people. I think people get a little snippy with the whole snippy, no pun intended, but I think people get guarded when somebody wants to be an educator.
Yeah.
Or wants to teach a class.
Like, and who are you to do that?
Exactly. And I think that we're going to talk about it, but I think that that's wrong. I think that comes from a scarcity mindset. I think people think if everyone educates, then it dilutes what I do. But it doesn't. It lifts everyone. Yeah, I think it lifts everybody. Actually, I know it lifts everyone.
Yeah.
I don't think. I know. So if you look up education, one of the definitions that I've seen is it's an enlightening experience. And that's the one that I hold in my head a lot. It's enlightening for both parties.
Absolutely.
And I think
an
that's
important part of that for both parties.
For both parties. So we've talked about what education is, at least to us. So where do we want to go next? Who should educate?
Yeah, I think it's important to discuss who should educate. And I know we both feel the same on this one. It's really anyone who has the desire to do it. And I don't care who you talk to, because I've heard it in all different fronts. Like when Todd got out of barber school, he really wanted to do some like kind of more product knowledge in the beginning with a certain brand. And we were told, I was in the conversation, so you're too new. Like you need to get like basically like,
oh, okay.
Like you needed to have like credentials in order to be considered. It's fucking products, first of all. Sorry. And I am telling you, I've taken a lot of product knowledge classes and they are horrible. So if you can find someone that's interested in your product and has fun talking about it, they should be talking about your product. Like you should be using them instantly, because that's not, most people don't want to teach product knowledge.
And this wasn't a specific company. It was a few that I had reached out to. And they kept saying the same thing. You need 3 years of this and 2 years of that. And then you need a following, which I was like, wow, that's interesting. So I've owned a business before this for 10 years. And then I literally coached people for 12 plus years. And then I've run teams in management situations for years before that.
Yeah.
So, okay, screw you guys. Bye. I'll go do what I want to do and I'll do it my way. Anyway,
and honestly,
here we are.
I truly... The best advice I think I could give is if someone's making you jump through hoops, move on. Unless that's your desire. Like, nope, this is the brand I want to be with, then you go for that. I educated within the first year of working at my first salon, and I did 2 things for them. I recruited for them. I went to schools, and I talked to people that were in school and just told them what this was like a corporation. It was Delaria Salon. So they had like 33 locations. So they wanted anybody out of school because they had so many places to put them. And I educated as anybody new coming in. I taught color to those people, and then I helped them grow within that color line, and then I helped them test out so they could go do that back at the salon. And I was new, so I didn't even fully understand some of the stuff I was teaching. But the reason why I was so fueled to go do this was because that's how I learned best. I knew if I kept repeating the material and working with people to understand it, that I would grow in this field so much quicker. And that's why I got involved with educating. And then from there, all the feelings that came with helping people and what I was learning and the relationships that were being formed, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I love doing hair, but I also love working with people that want knowledge. And I think I had 1 year experience. Now, fast forward, I now would like to get back into educating because it's so fun for me. And one of the brands I met with, they needed me to do so many different things. My head was popping off my body. Like, I was like, I don't even know where to start here. And I really want to do this. And I had a group of people behind me being like, we'll help you get there. Like, you just need to do X, Y, and Z. Like, we'll give the thumbs up for you. And still the X, Y, and Z.
And then it looped back around.
Was
A, B,
ridiculous.
C.
And I'm like, this is too much. Like, I still want to run my salon and take my clients, but like, this is just something I want to do truly for fun, out of passion. So I moved on and I interviewed with other people and other people and other people, and still
Hello Hair Pro,
to find what's going to be the best
Coming
fit
soon.
for me. Yeah. So just don't give up. There's the right place, the right way to educate, and the right platform for you. You just have to find it.
I think just like owning a business and having technical ability are 2 separate things. Mm-hmm. Having technical ability, yes, is important. Obviously, you need to be able to do hair.
Yeah.
Whatever you're claiming you can do.
Yeah.
But I think that learning to educate while you learn how to do hair can speed that process up. I don't think
exponentially.
That just because you're good at hair that you're a good educator.
Right.
So then why would somebody need to wait?
I don't know. But when you're told that probably many of times and you don't feel like you have the ability to do it, you believe it, right? I'm telling you, don't believe it. You're good enough.
I agree. Yeah, you are good enough. I think that as long as you can inspire some thought and enlighten somebody to go back to wherever they came from, whether it's your own salon that you're teaching at or it's for a big company, as long as you can enlighten somebody, inspire them, entertain them,
get them excited,
then you've done your job.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even need more knowledge.
No.
I guarantee you that the world's top educator, I don't even know who that is, could come in and learn something from someone that's been done with school for a week.
I would agree.
There's always something you can teach somebody.
You can take something, this is going to sound so stupid, out of anything, but you can. It's just, if you have an open mind and that mindset to just take that in, there's a perspective there that you could just change for you, and that would be amazing.
Exactly. It's a growth mindset versus that fixed mindset.
Yeah.
And if you have a growth mindset, you're open to those opportunities.
I learn every day in our salon, and I have the most experience.
Agreed. I don't have the most experience, but
there is not a day that one of our staff members doesn't, even if they don't realize it, enlighten me, or I don't even always realize it's happening, but they have talents that I don't have, and I feed off of that, and vice versa. And that's a beautiful place to live.
So we talked about education, what it means to us. Mm-hmm. We talked about who should do it. Mm-hmm. Anybody that wants to.
Yeah.
We talked about how long they should wait. Not.
Do it.
So where does somebody begin?
Yeah, like where's your opportunities there?
Yeah,
so
where do your opportunities lie?
You have to make relationships first. So
okay.
I would say first you could start on in the beginning you could go to, if you work in a salon, you could talk to your owner. Do they have any clue? Is there stuff in that salon that you could teach or offer? Maybe you're just starting with the products that are in the salon, and maybe you take a PK class and then you come back and you teach the people that you work with. Like, it could be...
Which is what we did. When we first opened, the people that were interested, we each picked a brand or a line in the brand or something.
And then we would teach each other.
And we taught each other. And we did PK classes because they're really hard to find.
Good ones.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, that are entertaining.
I don't even entertain the idea of non-entertaining or non-good ones. So, yeah, when I say they're hard to find, I mean good ones. Yeah. Some of them were absolutely horrible.
Horrible.
And then some of them were great.
And if you start there, you also are learning how to conduct yourself in front of people, in front of your peers. That's not easy. No. And you start to kind of weed out some of the, maybe little things you do that are disruptive when you're trying to educate, and you get better at it because you're practicing it. And it's just product knowledge in the beginning. But also you could go to any distributor in the area, and I would say go find them. There's a few just around our area, and make relationships, meet people that are in those distribution centers, and ask them the opportunities, because they know. They're out there. They know exactly who's looking for what that entails. They've got all of that information, and they can give you the true, what they're looking for. So you might have some that are like, you need all these requisites and requirements, or some like, okay, you're looking to just get into this right now. You're going to want to talk to X, Y, and Z, right?
Sure. I was just going to add that those relationships are super important. And those opportunities will only continue to grow, correct? So, but don't expect everyone to say yes to you.
Yes. So there's the other thing. I think that's a really good point. When you're going to put yourself out there in any situation, don't decide for somebody, right? It's let them say no. Don't say no. Don't come up with some scenario in your head, because whatever you come up with is not going to happen. Get the meeting, talk about what you want to do, and then see what they have to say. If they say no, it's just not today. It's just not right now. And then you're like, okay,
and that's
so what
okay.
And what do I need to do to get there? Because if that's really where you want to be, then ask for what that looks like, work on that stuff, and then come back. But a no, just not today. That's all. And then move on.
Like a pyramid scheme, like multi-level marketing.
I guess.
I know you said no, but if you had 3 friends that had 3 friends, I know you said no,
then it
but
might be yes.
It's a no today. That's how I'm going to take it. No, but seriously, I think people need to be aware of that. It's not that the door is closed forever. That's why you build the relationship. There are other opportunities that might come up. A school might need somebody.
Yes. Keep me in mind.
That a distributor might be able to connect you with. Correct. And to be honest with you, the opportunity that the distributor has might not be right for you. You have to have your own individual core values and what you're willing to accept.
Agreed.
I don't know if it's pay. Like, somebody might do it in the beginning. You did education to learn for yourself, to increase and sort of step up your personal journey.
Absolutely.
It wasn't for the money.
No.
But for someone
else, that
else,
was a side benefit, but not why I did it.
Right. Starting out, that might be nice, but I would caution people, And this isn't a knock on any brands or anything, but sometimes they don't make it worth it.
Correct.
And you have to decide, like, is it worth writing educator on your Instagram?
What's the worth
if that's
for
the
you?
reason you're doing it,
The pay might not.
I might take a second look at it.
Yeah.
If it's really what you want to do.
Agreed.
So somebody could educate for these brands or for a salon or for themselves.
Yeah, so that's actually what I have next.
There we go.
With social media, like, there is so many amazing opportunities, but you've got to be ready to put the work in.
What do you mean with?
You are not going to be an Instagram star overnight because you put up a reel and hashtagged a few things and all of, like, that's not going to happen. There's a lot of work.
But what if Modern Salon shares my post? I'm famous then, right?
You are. In my mind, you're famous, yes. But no.
So don't chase that stuff.
No, or
so what should
that's
people
a marathon. Do? If you're trying to do that, you got to really have a plan for that. Like, if that's your end game. To me, I would start with you could do tutorials and just build your content. Like, start educating through your page. Like, everybody wants to know how to do beachy waves. So maybe you do a tutorial on that and you tag your clients in it. And now you're starting to educate and you're starting to build your platform. One of the things I do love, and a lot of our staff does it, is they'll just put out a question like, what the people that follow you, what do they want to see? And then the next part is the work. You've got to actually do it, though, because then now people are waiting. They're waiting for those next posts. Please do this. And we have one stylist right now that's killing it. Like, she did that, and now she's putting out her tutorials, and she wants to educate.
And it's really cool to watch that progress.
So cool. The growth is amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm, like, proud of it.
I think that creates such a good foundation for people too, because it puts you in a position to realize that the content you should be making, or the course that you should be making, however you want to word it, needs to be based on what your audience wants.
Yeah.
So if you're just putting out video after video of what you think is cool, but nobody else thinks it is cool,
it's going to go nowhere.
It's going to go nowhere.
Yeah. Right. So what are the people, like I said, what are the people that are following you? What do they want to see? Or what are your clients asking for when they sit in your chair? Like, if they say they had a problem with this, well, they're not the only person to have that problem.
Right.
So now you create a content on your social media and you teach that and you educate to those people. You tag that client who then now will be like, oh my gosh, I need to share this because my other friends had that problem. And before you know it, you are educating and you're reaching people that you may not even realize. But you're doing it. And that's the start of it. And you're just getting better and better at it every time you do that.
So where does someone go after that? They've got some stuff going. What can they do to sort of take it next level? Or what if somebody has that base, they have that sort of foundation of content, and they came to you and they said, Jen, I want to do something live in front of people.
I would quickly introduce them to you.
Oh,
because I don't have a clue. When I want to do stuff, awkward. I go to Todd. But I would generally then, we actually have a meeting tomorrow, and I sit in on it. But we'll sit with Todd and how do we lay this out and how do we get this? How do we get this going? I'll be like, oh, look, butterfly. Oh, look over there. Like, I can't focus like that. So I can come with an ideas and my skill set. And then I'm like, okay, now what do I do? And how do I get there? And then that's where he reels in. It's me and another stylist right now that are building out an educational program. How do we get this done? How do we promote it? How do we market it? If you don't have someone like that in your salon or know someone, I mean, I'm sure Todd would help you. You can talk to him.
Of course.
But you would need somebody that technically understands how to do all that stuff. My brain does not even want to learn how to do that. I just want to teach the material and give back that part. And so I know that my role in this next set of series that I want to teach is just for me collecting data and getting ready to teach it. And then Todd will take over the other stuff.
Sure. So I think I want to provide some value and solve some problems. So this is a good place to sort of interject. You've got to figure a few things out first, like very foundational level thinking. What problem do you want to solve? Mm-hmm. So recently I met with someone that said she's a dual licensed stylist who works at our salon. And she said, I watched cosmetologists do these short haircuts, and they've got these block lines, and they don't know how to arch, and there's all this stuff that they just don't specialize in, and it's not their fault. They don't know. You just don't know. You didn't learn it. You don't know how to taper, and that's okay. So it started out, I want to teach cosmetologists skin fades, which is great. That's awesome. That's a great skill set to have. But let's back it up. Why don't we start with holding a tool?
Not like this.
Not death gripping it like you psychopaths do.
No.
But why don't we teach them about tools, how to hold the tools, what each tool does.
Got to come back to that.
So that
part.
because they don't know that. So they might not even have tool selection.
Yeah. Well,
in their repertoire.
That one person has grown so much that it's almost like she doesn't even probably realize how much she's learned.
Right, because it's second nature. She doesn't think about...
Exactly, which is why she should be teaching it.
Right, she doesn't think about those things anymore. But the important thing is that someone gets as much value as possible. And the reason I say that is because there are so many advanced.
Yes.
Check out my advanced balayage.
But if you don't have that basic foundation, you can't do the advanced or not do it well.
Right. You have to at least understand the rules before you break them.
Absolutely.
And I love breaking the rules.
Totally fine once you get them.
So from there, what we did was we dumbed it down. And I don't mean that in any disrespect at all, but we dumbed it down to a very basic, we're going to show people tools. We're going to show them how to use those tools. We're going to show them why.
The why, right?
And then we're going to teach them the very basic steps. And you can get into a skin fade, sure, but let's teach them the basics first. And then layer on top of that.
It's going to be amazing.
From there, it is going to be a cool class. From there, you have to figure out who your audience is.
Yeah, who are you marketing to?
Who are you going to market to? And this person, our stylist, wants to market towards cosmetologists that want to up their short hair game.
Yeah.
They're barbering. Even though if they're not going to get a barbering license, it's fine. You can still fade hair. You can still taper.
Yeah, rock out those haircuts.
And honestly, if it's going to put you probably ahead of 80% of cosmetologists that just want to get men's or short haircuts in and out of their chair as fast as possible.
With a shitty haircut.
So cosmetologists that
topic.
want another topic.
Men are used to shitty haircuts.
So yeah, it's true. If they're going into a salon, I've seen some terrible. Yeah,
it's bad.
It's bad. So which spurred this. That's where everything came from.
Again, it's back to helping people. We want to help. We want to inspire.
Right. So from there, we're at the marketing phase now, where we are going to figure out where we're going to host this thing, because we have a couple of options of where we're going to physically host it, and we are looking at some strategic partnerships to help us get the word out to a much larger audience than just your Instagram following.
Yes.
Because that's cool.
It's not enough.
But it's probably not enough to make it
And
perfect.
it's not probably even all the people you want to reach.
Correct.
Right? So you'd be missing out on a whole...
Most of the people that are on your Instagram page, and maybe not for everyone, it's not across the board, but they could be friends and family, and they're not coming to your haircutting class.
No.
So those aren't the people you want to market to. It's the people in the industry, obviously.
And the longer or the wider you could get that market or get that word out is just really going to help fill in and get that class to where you can help as many people as possible.
Right. Exactly. So once we figure out that next step of where we're going to host it, we will look at what sort of financial commitment that looks like, because there is obviously an upfront cost. We need to figure out if we need mannequins. We need to figure out if we're doing it live, like a live cut, or if it's just a demonstration.
Right. Is it hands-on? Is it not?
Correct.
Like all of these different parts.
And then wherever we host it, if it's not at our space, what is that financial commitment? Are we renting the space? Is it a portion of the cost? Whatever. And then we can come up with our pricing structure.
Right, because then what do you want to make out of the time that you're putting into?
Which is the first question that I ask the educator, is what do you want to make? Because I need to protect, as somebody that helps people do this, I need to protect that for them. It can't just be, this is the cost, we're going to do this. It's arbitrary. Oh, we only sold 10 tickets. Here's your cut. Yeah. I need to protect what the person wants to make, because if you can protect that, now they want to do it again. They don't feel any sort of animosity where it was like resentment. Yeah. Exactly. Where they're like, I thought this was going to be more worth it, but it's not.
Right.
And that's where I come in.
And then your dreams get crushed. So
and you just feel like you got taken advantage of or whatever. And that's where I sort of touched earlier with some of the bigger brands and distributors. Like, they might not match your expectation. Totally okay. But you have to be willing to say no to that.
Right.
Unless it's a stepping stone.
Or you say yes because you understand it's the process, right? Of where you want to go.
And have a map, have a game plan for that as well. So
agreed.
We did this before. We did this at your last salon. Yeah. It was very successful.
Yeah.
We only got to do one.
It could have been the stuff that we know now and the connections we have with distributors and the relationships we have formed with people over the last year and a half have been amazing and are just going to make what we're trying to do even just that much better. But we did do it.
I agree 100%. So we did it last time, and I would say for 3 or 4 hours of work, I think the stylist made like $200 an hour.
It was great, yeah.
It was good money.
And we reached, that class was cool because it had new people, it had seasoned people, like it was very cool.
There were some local
Yep. We were supported by other salons
that came
in the area.
From other salons.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And everybody learned something. And that's what you're trying to do.
So another thing when you're growing this is I would create some sort of offering or an incentive to create your marketing sort of funnel. So I would advise people jump on something like MailChimp or whatever you want to use and create some sort of offer.
Yeah.
So in your social media, this is a great place to do this, in my opinion. And I could be wrong, but I've seen it work. So I'm not wrong. What you could do is have some sort of offering. Hey, sign up for my mailing list. All I need your email, and you'll get whatever. And then set an automation to send like a PDF breaking down whatever you think solves somebody's problem. Mm-hmm. We just talked about this on a coaching call this morning. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a great way to reach your clients and potential customers of your education and hit them off of social media, because not everything has to be on social media.
No.
I know we live and play there most of the time.
But some stuff needs to feel more personal too. And in this case, the people that take the time to sign up for that email are most likely really interested in the next thing you're offering.
That's exactly why I push that. Mm-hmm. Because they've taken the step. And now you know that they're at least warm. Right. They're engaged. And you can hit them multiple times. So I wouldn't spam them. I wouldn't hit them every week even. But I would definitely reach out and keep them up to date with your ideas. So there's nothing that says you can't do this. Even if you're a stylist working at a commissioned salon, you should be doing this.
Yeah.
You should be collecting your clients' emails. And if your salon owner has a problem with that, then find a new salon, because you should be allowed to create these additional
streams of
revenue. Exactly. So.
And also then if you have that collection of data, then you want to do another class, you've already got your people and you can get it out quickly and you can just run with it if it starts to be something you really enjoy doing and it fills your soul.
So quick story here, back when I had a gym, I was very new. I think I was a year or two in, and I had this idea where I was going to create an apparel company. And I thought, I'm going to sell the coolest shit. Everyone's going to buy it. I'm going to be rich. And I reached out to a guy that was doing it. And he said, Todd, I've never done anything that someone hasn't asked me to do. And that stuck in my head. That was like 12, 13 years.
No one asked you to make awesome apparel?
No, nobody asked me to.
Well, I mean, they kind of asked.
Now they do.
We don't make it.
But back then, I thought, I'll do this and everyone will want it.
Yeah.
Which is backwards. So the point I'm getting at is things like, so the solutions like MailChimp, you can create surveys. It takes 5 to 10 minutes. Super easy. And you can ask your audience that is already engaging you, what do you want to see?
And then you build your platform from there.
I don't know why people do it backwards, but they do.
Yeah.
hey, I'm doing this blonding class. Great. Everyone's doing a blonding class. No one asked for that.
Yes.
So find your niche. Find what you do well. Find where your two sort of unique abilities intersect and what that looks like.
And then focus there.
And then focus on that.
Love it.
What else? Anything else?
No, I hope to see lots of people educating.
Me too. I love it. All right.
If you need help, we're here.
Yes, definitely reach out. You can reach us through our website. Right now it's still hellohairco.com. And stay tuned here. Sign up for our mailing list. Hit subscribe.
Yeah. Talk to you soon.
Give us a rating. Doesn't have to be 5 stars if you don't feel like we deserve 5 stars.
But it can be.
It can be, though. Talk soon.